at Coors Field against these Colorado Rockies when he struck out 11 in 6 shutout innings where he gave up just 3 hits. He was equally good overall last year against righties and lefties. Fastball, changeup, and slider combination. And he's mixing in a curveball too. And he really didn't have to alter his schedule much when the Rays announced that Shane McClanahan couldn't go. Tampa Bay basically shortened up his last start to just a couple of innings. He had already pitched 6 in a backfield game, and he's going on his normal 5th day. So this is a regular schedule for Ryan Pepiot. He's got his family in town, his wife's family is in town, plenty of friends and family to see a guy who was just acquired by the Rays a little over a year ago from the Dodgers in the Tyler Glasnow deal. And to be frank, they put up pretty similar numbers a season ago too. Ryan's got one of the better fastballs in the game, and he's ready for number 1 as he gets set to face Brenton Doyle. Our number 1 is stepping in the booth. He won't throw it as hard as Ichiro did first pitch yesterday, but he's going to give you everything he's got. That's my broadcast partner and good friend, Andy Freed.
Neil, thank you. It is great to be with you again, and great to welcome everyone here to Rays baseball in the new year. The first pitch of the season from Ryan Pepiot is high and at 4:11. We get underway out of doors, and what an incredibly different feeling it is to be outside. The wind is howling here in Tampa this afternoon and blowing out straight to left. As Doyle chops one towards third, big hop for young junior Caminero, and he throws across to first in time for the out, and the season begins on a routine 5-3 ground ball.
And with that, let's set the defense for the Tampa Bay Rays. You mentioned Junior at third. Shortstop is Taylor Walls. Brandon Lau at second. And Curtis Meade gets the start at first. Johnny DeLuca is in center field. Josh Lowe is in right. Christopher Morel in left. And Danny Jansen, who we weren't sure was going to answer the bell that last week of spring training, is behind the plate on opening day.
Ezekiel Tovar, right-hand batter, led the National League in doubles a year ago and fouls one off to the right side out of play. Native of Venezuela, and he and Doyle and McMahon are the 3 big pieces that the Rockies are trying to build around. But you talk about a tall order in that National League West. There is loads of talent in that division. There's a slow chopper towards third, charging Caminero. Bare hand, tried to pick up, and it gets by him. So an infield single for Ezekiel Tovar. Neil, we were here 5 days ago for Rays and Yankees. Pepiot pitched, as you recall. And yet what a completely different feeling it is in this ballpark today than it was yesterday. It feels like home of the Rays. How in the world was this staff able to do it?
In really just, 4 days to convert this with 3,000 different items that they had to put up and put the Rays marks all over this building. It's amazing it's happened so quickly.
Now Ryan McMahon grounds a base hit into right field past the reach of Curtis Meade. Around second, Tovar digs for third, and the Rockies at first and third with only 1 away.
One of the big questions for the Rays is how good the infield defense is going to be around Taylor Walls. And the second ball was hard hit, the base hit there by McMahon. The first one was softly hit by Tovar. I think if the Rays have plus defense, one of those balls at least might have been turned into an out.
It's first and third with 1 away, and now the veteran Chris Bryant, who has had so many injuries, who's centered mostly around his back since coming to Colorado. He swings and misses in its own one. The DH today, most of his spring training was spent on backfields and in minor league games as they do everything they can to control his back issues. No balls and 1 strike to the right-handed slugger. Here's Pepiot's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's 0-2. Pepiot's fastball, when he revs it up, it may come up, and I say this tongue-in-cheek at only, but 94 or 95, but it plays much faster than that. And the changeup, when he goes over when his wrist goes over the top of it and snaps down from the top with his grip, it's an outstanding pitch. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. I think he back-to-backed him with changeup there, and Bryant down on 3 pitches. And runners at first and third.
We talked a lot in spring training, Andy, about the Rays getting better with runners in scoring position and moving the baseball. But the Rockies just had a chance with first and third, 1 out, infield back, and Pepiot gets the big punch out on just 3 offerings.
Well, and Bryant unable to come through there, but they're not out of this. Michael Toglia had a very good spring training out in Arizona, who pops the first pitch up into the wind, fouled third base side, but Caminero has to let it go. And that thing went halfway up. That thing off the bat looked like it might even be on the field of play, but the wind helped blow it almost halfway up the third base side stance. Well, we're not used to having wind affect things for home games, but it certainly will today. Tolley had 5 home runs in the Cactus League to lead the group. And a fastball or changeup, I should say, Pepio, that grabs the outside corner. Strike 2 called. 9 out of 10 pitches for strikes. So the first pitch of the season was a ball, and everything since has been right in there.
And the last handful, no fastballs. He's gone off speed after the early contact.
From the first base out of the rubber, Pepio pitches, and that is a little bit high. Fastball, boy, he's revved up just about to 97 on that one.
And now he really can do what he wants. He threw a fastball up. He's thrown changeup and slider down. He really has his mix of opportunities here with Tolio to try and finish him.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Defense plays into pull, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Ryan Pepio allows the Rockies to get first and third one out, and he strikes out Bryant and Tolia to strand both runners. At the end of half, with Kyle Freeland taking to the mound for Colorado, it's the Rockies nothing and the Rays on the way after this on the Rays Radio Network.
Hi.
Freeland just finished his warm-up tosses. This 31-year-old left-hander has been with the Rockies for a while. In fact, this is his franchise record 4th opening day start, just 5-8 last year with a 5.24 ERA. At one point, he really was the rock of the rotation, and he's their veteran now, but he has struggled mightily. We'll see if the Rays can get to him early. He struggled both in Coors Field and on the road last year, equally so.
Yeah, and it's a veteran starting rotation, really, for the Rockies. They have a lot of guys that, A, are coming off or back from injury. But they could have, as we all know, that's the Coors Field factor. It's a very tough place to pitch. And here's Curtis Mead hitting leadoff today. And he takes first pitch strike from Freeland, who started last year so miserably and then went on the injured list for a while. Here's a swing and a little flare down the right field line and foul. No balls, 2 strikes to Curtis Mead. Curtis Mead basically forced the Rays' hand. There was no way to not put him on the opening day roster after hitting above 500 in spring training. I think even to the point where Eloy Jimenez, who he beat out for the job, seemed to understand what the situation was. How do you not put Mead on the staff or on the group? And the 0-2 pitch is grounded softly and deep at third base, played by Ryan McMahon, and a long throw in time to get him. And Mead is out number 1.
McMahon, an elite defender, as we set the defense for the Rockies. Another one, Gold Glove winner Ezekiel Tovar at short. Second baseman Kyle Farmer, Michael Tolley at first. Hunter Goodman is behind the plate with Brenton Doyle, a 2-time Gold Glove winner, in center field. The left fielder is Jordan Beck, and in right field, Nick Martini.
One out, nobody on. Here's Yandy Diaz. Right-hit batter, not hitting leadoff, as Neil was talking about. Maybe a little different change of role this year for Yandy. And the first pitch from Freeland is up and away, ball 1. Not hitting leadoff every day, and not playing first base quite as often. And today, showing both of those things, hitting second and being the DH. And the whole idea, as he fouls one off towards Dale Mabry off the right side and out of play, that's 1-2, is to get him as many games and as many at-bats as possible. And if you don't know, they've signed him through next year already, and a chance for even another year after that in 27. Here's a swing, and he pops one high in the air to medium right. Holding his mid up is Nick Martini, who went back and now in several steps to make the catch. And the wind seemed to push that one back. So out number 2.
And while it didn't pay off this inning, by hitting him second or further down in the order, the hope is also to get some more RBI opportunities with guys in front of him to drive in.
2 out, nobody on. And a man who was licking his chops coming to the plate, and that is Brandon Lau. And why is that? Because the right field dimensions here at Steinbrenner Field are rather friendly for the left-handed hitters. He takes slider outside corner, called strike 1. It's 0-1. 314 to the right field pole. It does go out to 385 in right center. 408 in straightaway center. 399 in left center. It's big there. 318 to the right field pole. There's strike 2 called. Another off speed from Kyle Freeland, and it is 0-2 to Brandon Lau. I think the danger, though, could be that you go up changing your mindset and trying to hit home runs. Here he swings and misses, and he's down on 3 pitches. So a very impressive first for Kyle Freeland, and the Rays are going in order through 1 outside. It's Rays and Rockies scoreless on the Rays Radio Network.
Baseball.
Hunter Goodman, the 25-year-old catcher, will lead it off here for Colorado. A bit of a surprise in the catching scheme of things as he pops one up high in the air, foul on the first base side, but Meade has to watch it go out of play. And it's on 1. 10 years his senior is Jacob Stallings, a veteran catcher. I was a little surprised when I saw that, in fact, I didn't see Neil Tobey. It's Goodman catching today for these Rockies as they try to. It's really about a third year of a rather large rebuild for them, maybe even longer than third year. They haven't been in the postseason since 2018. And that National League West is unforgiving. Here's a swing and a miss. Looked like a slider, and it's 0-2.
And they've had 6 straight losing seasons now. So, yeah, it's gone a while with 2 straight over 100 losses.
61 and 101 a year ago for the Rockies. Pepio's pitch is popped up into the wind, back of second. Shortstop Taylor Walls looks like he's got it lined up. Moving to his right a couple of steps, and he reaches out of the air to get it for the first out. The Rockies have been around. This is their 33rd year. They have made postseason 5 different times. 1995, which was, their third year of existence. Not again until they went on the incredible run in 07 late in the year and got all the way to the World Series. They made it again 2 years later in 2009, and then 17 and 18. And that's some years where, I mean, they have just hit the heck out of the baseball. Pepio misses outside to left-hand batting Nick Martini for ball one, and the next one is slapped back onto the net, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You look at the contrast between these two franchises. There's only 1 year they got past the division series, the year they went to the World Series.
Yeah, it all came together in winning, 21 of the last 22? 1 ball and 1 strike. That still remains the franchise's high point. This one's popped up. Back at Caminero into shallow left. Now the wind gives it a push more toward the left field foul line, and it's Christopher Morel to make the catch near the line, and 2 men retired.
Well, we just got another example of how the wind is playing tricks with the baseball today, and probably will a lot in the early portion of the schedule when it's drier.
2 out, nobody on. Leaves it for Kyle Farmer. It reminds me, Neil, of the Devil Ray days when the Yankees were at such a peak and the Red Sox were as well, and there were the Devil Rays trying to win in what seemed like an impossible division. And the ball is popped up by Kyle Farmer to shallow right. Lau and Lowe come together, and it's Josh Lowe to make a shoestring grab and retire the side. It's a long way up for the Rockies. Here they go 1-2-3 in the second, and at the end of 1.5, no score on the Rays Radio Network.
2 hours ago.
The silver linings after you. Don't you trade away your love for hate, 'cause baby it could be too late. Baby it might be too late. Baby it could be too late.